Hi, welcome to Take a Break, Take a Breath for Friday, October 8th. I'm Rick Boyer, the pastor of Prospect Presbyterian Church, and Take a Break, Take a Breath is an invitation for you to pause in your day, to just enjoy creation or the things around you, to center yourself in God who made you and loves you and calls you by name, to stop all the activity for a while. So, to take a break and take a breath. Each time we come together, we look at a different passage of Scripture, and we've been working our way through the book of Romans, and we're in Romans chapter 5 now, verses 6 through 11. In this section, Paul is making the case that Christ's death on the cross shows God's love for us. And he says in two different places, two different ways, while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. While we were still weak, he died for us. So he's making the point that that's great love, that most of us won't even die for a good person, wouldn't die for a good person, but Christ died for us, to show us God's love, and we should never doubt that love. So, if you haven't already done so, I invite you to go to a quiet place in your house and to settle into a chair, or if you are having a nice day where you are, do what I'm doing. I'm outside in the backyard of a house where I'm visiting in the gardens, and find a quiet place there. Become aware of the environment around you, all the different colors that are around you. There are all different shades of green here in this garden, in the different kinds of trees and leaves and bushes and vines that are growing. There are different colors in the different flowers that are in this garden, and in the birds that come, and in the butterfly that went by just a little while ago. What are the different colors around you? And then notice the sounds that you hear. Do you hear the sound of traffic going by, or a lawnmower in the distance, or the sound of air conditioning, or birds singing? I can hear all of that here. Do you hear other things? And then take note of what you're feeling. What do you feel? I can feel the coolness of the air coming from under the trees that offer shade. I can feel the warmth of the sunlight as it falls on me. Take note of all the things that you're feeling right now, not just your anxieties, but the things in the environment around you. And now, aware of the environment around you, close your eyes and take a deep breath. And as you breathe in the breath of God. And as you breathe out all that separates you from God. As you breathe in the breath of life. And as you breathe out all that does not give you life. As you breathe in God's peace. And as you breathe out all that does not give you peace, all of your worries and fears and anxieties and tasks and deadlines. Just let it all go for this little while. Keep breathing nice and deep and steady, and imagine that the peace of God and the presence of God is growing in you with each breath. Maybe imagine it, since I felt the sunlight on my arm, like the warmth of sunlight coming to you. And imagine that with each breath, the sunlight spreads and the peace of God spreads in you. As I feel the warmth of God's love on my head, my mind relaxes and releases all of its fears. And as I feel the warmth of God's love on my face, I feel the muscles in my face relax. And I feel at peace with the world. And I know God's love. As I feel it fall on my neck, it allows the muscles in my neck to relax. And the pain and tension that is there melts away. As I feel it on my shoulders and my arms and my hands open up. And I can feel the tensions in my shoulders relax as I put down the things that I've been grasping and holding on to. As I feel the warmth of God's love on my back, it penetrates into the muscles and allows them to feel renewed and the tensions there to uncoil. As I feel it on my chest, I keep that deep breathing going. And the heart rate slows to a nice and calm pace. As I feel the warmth of God's love on my stomach, all the stuff that's been churning around in there calms down. And as the warmth of God's love falls on my legs and my feet, they feel renewed. God's peace and love has penetrated all of me, every part of me. Now imagine yourself in a garden like the one Mary went to on the day that Jesus was raised, where she met Jesus. You're sitting in that garden and you meet Jesus. And Jesus tells you he loves you. He loved you before you were born, before your mother knew you were coming. He loves you even when you are aware of your weaknesses, even when you are aware of your shortcomings. He loves you. Hear these words from him. How will the conversation go from there? I'll be quiet while the two of you talk. And then the time comes for the conversation to end. And if it hasn't been enough for you, just hit pause. So the two of you say goodbye in whatever way is appropriate. And you allow that image to fade away. You bring yourself back to the room where you are. And when you are ready, open your eyes. That's Take a Break, Take a Breath for Friday, October 8th. I'm Rick Boyer. If you have feedback for me, or you want to talk or pray with me, send an email to rick@prospectchurch.org.